Have you ever wondered what makes the generation born between the mid-90s and the early 2010s tick? They're called Gen Z. And they're not just the new kids on the block. They're a force of nature, reshaping our world in ways we're only just beginning to understand. So, who exactly is Gen Z? They're the cohort that grew up with a smartphone in their hand, witnessing everything from the 2008 financial crisis and the rise of climate change awareness to powerful social movements like Black Lives Matter and #MeToo. This isn't just a backdrop to their childhood. It's the very fabric of their reality, shaping who they are and what they stand for. Stick around as we dive deep into the world of Gen Z, the first true digital natives. If you want to understand Gen Z, you have to understand their relationship with technology. They don't just use the internet, they live on it. For them, platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube aren't just apps. They're extensions of their identity. This is where they communicate, create, and express themselves in ways previous generations never could. Think about it. Their communication style is visual, fast-paced, and meme-driven. A single viral video can communicate more than a lengthy essay. The internet is their primary source for everything from learning a new skill to organizing a global protest. Online communities aren't just for hobbies. They're safe havens where they find belonging and validation, connecting with like-minded people from all over the world. This constant connectivity has created a generation that is more globally aware and interconnected than any before it. This digital upbringing has profoundly shaped Gen Z's values. More than any generation before them, they are fired up about social justice. They see the world's problems, racial inequality, gender rights, climate change not as distant issues, but as urgent crises that demand immediate action. Remember the global climate strikes led by teenagers? That's Gen Z in action. They leverage their digital fluency to amplify their voices, organize movements, and hold institutions accountable. And it's not just about a single cause. Their activism is intersectional, meaning they understand how different forms of injustice are interconnected. This commitment to making the world a better place is a core part of their identity. Alongside their passion for social justice, Gen Z is leading a revolution in mental health awareness. They are openly talking about anxiety, depression, and burnout, smashing the stigma that has silenced previous generations. For them, mental wellness is just as important as physical health. They're actively seeking therapy, using mindfulness apps, and creating supportive online communities where it's okay to not be okay. Social media plays a complex role here. While it can contribute to pressure and anxiety, it's also a powerful tool for finding resources, sharing experiences, and realizing they aren't alone in their struggles. This generation is teaching us all that vulnerability is a strength and that taking care of your mind is not. If you or someone you know is struggling, please know there are resources available, and seeking help is a sign of incredible strength. Now, let's talk about how Gen Z is shaking up education and the workplace. The traditional path of high school, a 4-year university degree, and a stable corporate job is no longer the only dream. Many are questioning the soaring costs of higher education and are instead turning to alternative learning paths. Think online courses, trade schools, and skills-based boot camps that offer a more direct route to a career. They value practical skills over prestigious degrees. And when they do enter the workforce, their expectations are different. They aren't just looking for a paycheck. They're looking for purpose. They want work-life balance, flexible schedules, and employers whose values align with their own. A company's stance on sustainability or diversity can be a deal breaker. And don't be surprised to see them starting their own businesses. Gen Z possesses a powerful entrepreneurial spirit, eager to carve out their own paths and be their own boss. What does Gen Z culture look like? Well, it's a vibrant, ever-changing mosaic heavily influenced by the digital world. Their music taste is incredibly eclectic, curated by algorithms on Spotify and discovered through viral trends on TikTok. A 70s rock song can be a hit one week and an obscure indie track the next. The charts are no longer dictated by radio stations, but by the collective clicks of millions. The same goes for fashion. Trends emerge overnight on Instagram and TikTok, often with a focus on individuality, self-expression, and sustainability. Thrifting and upcycling aren't just budget-friendly, they're cool. They're a statement against fast fashion. When it comes to entertainment, they crave authenticity and diversity. They binge watch shows on streaming services, listen to niche podcasts, and follow creators who feel real and relatable. They want to see stories that reflect the true diversity of the world they live in. Having grown up in the shadow of economic instability, Gen Z has a surprisingly pragmatic approach to money. They saw their parents and older siblings grapple with student debt and job insecurity, and they've learned from it. This has made them more financially cautious and eager to learn about saving, budgeting, and even investing from a young age. They turn to TikTok and YouTube for financial advice, learning about stocks and cryptocurrency in bite-sized, digestible videos. This financial awareness also extends to their consumer habits. Gen Z doesn't just buy a product. They buy into a brand story and its values. They demand transparency, sustainability, and they will support brands that align with their beliefs and are afraid to call out those that do. For Gen Z, every purchase is a statement. And they're using their collective buying power to push for corporate responsibility. So, how does this hyper-connected generation build relationships? It's a mix of digital and real-world interactions. Friendships can blossom in the comments section of a YouTube video or a shared Discord server, transcending geographical boundaries. Digital communication is their native language, but that doesn't mean they don't value deep, authentic connections. In fact, in a world of curated online personas, they crave authenticity more than ever. They are searching for their tribe, whether online or off, seeking genuine support and camaraderie. This can be a challenge. Navigating the complexities of online interactions versus face-to-face connections. But they are pioneering new ways of forming communities and finding a sense of belonging in our increasingly digital world. So, what does the future hold for Generation Z? They are inheriting a world filled with immense challenges: climate change, political polarization, and economic uncertainty. But if there's one thing we've learned, it's that Gen Z is not a generation that sits on the sidelines. They are resilient, innovative, and deeply committed to creating a more just and sustainable future. They are the activists, the entrepreneurs, the creators, and the leaders of tomorrow. Understanding their perspectives isn't just interesting. It's essential for all of us as we navigate the future together. Let's not just talk about Gen Z. Let's listen to them and learn from them. What's one thing about Gen Z that impresses you the most? Let me know in the comments below! Thanks so much for watching! If you found this exploration of Gen Z insightful, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more deep dives into culture and society. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next one.